Hi, thanks for joining us today for BRMC's Healthy Connections. I'm your host, Donna McMullen from the hospital, and joining us today, Dr. Mark Williams, Director of Hospice,
Medical Director of Hospice of the Ozarks.
Of the Ozarks, and Lori Day Howe. I think it's the heat. Bear with me, folks.
It is the heat. It's pretty bad.
Outreach Coordinator for Hospice. Thank you both for joining us today. We're delighted to have you. Now, we were talking during the break. I had no idea. I was looking over some of the bio. You're homegrown right here, Yellville.
Yellville since second grade.
Since second grade.
A Navy brat.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask you what brought you here, and then on to Harding. And
I went to Harding University from undergrad in biology, and then worked in the engineering department with Baxter Lab for 9 months, and then spent about a 2-month tour fishing around the United States, and then went to medical school.
Let's see, what do I really want to be when I grow up?
That's
okay.
Right. So the fishing gig didn't work out. I went to medical school, and then I went to my family medicine specialty training in Jonesboro, and I'm board certified in family medicine, and I'm board eligible in the hospice and palliative medicine, and I got board certified in medical management and designated as a certified physician executive in 2010. So,
good for you. I know you've been over at Hospice of the Ozarks since 2009, and I know how glad they are to have you over there.
Thank you.
It's a huge asset.
Yes.
Carrying on what Dr. Hageman started, so hopefully I'm meeting up to his standards.
I'm hearing wonderful things. I'm sure you are, and what a legacy for both of you. So, and Lori, you were homegrown here too, weren't you?
I was. Actually, Dr. Williams and I went to church together back in the day. I was younger, much younger, but we went to church together when we were in high school even, so he would cross over the river and come to church here in Mountain Home a little bit.
Well,
I think he had a girlfriend that he was interested in at the time, so that's kind of what brought him over.
You know, I think
they
that's
tend to do
usually
that.
the case.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, how long have you been over at Hospice?
I have just finished my first year, so I came over last June from the hospital and have just completed my first year and just learned so much and kind of gotten my feet wet in a lot of different areas and just become acclimated to a wonderful group of people and a wonderful group of families that have been touched by our services. So it's a large family,
and it's a great extension of. I know you were licensed social worker,
right?
And were with the hospital for many years doing that, and what a great move.
It is. I mean, it still allows me to keep my hand in what's going on at the hospital and keep in contact with those relationships that I made and that I value. But then it allows me to kind of reach another part and be out in the community. That is just a wonderful experience. So,
what's going on at Hospice of the Ozarks? I know you've got lots of events coming up.
We do. We have a busy couple of months, which is a wonderful thing. Starting this morning, we had a Compassionate Friends kickoff, and Compassionate Friends is a support group for families who have lost children. And we have a support group, an ongoing support group for a number of years, but we really recognized that there was a need for specifically families who had lost children because their experience is different.
And we've had a few of those cases lately, 7 months old, 2.5, 3 years old, 4 years old, and very traumatic. And so it takes a different type of counseling, not just for the parents, but also what do you tell the parents to tell the siblings of the young child that's dies?
Sure.
If you tell them sister's going to sleep and she's and she doesn't wake up, and the other child is afraid to go to sleep. So there's ways to handle that take a specialized child counselor that we're proud to have this ability to do, because it's a tough area.
We've all got that natural course of things, and it's we are so accepting if someone has led a long life, but we just really don't know what to do.
It's completely different.
That's been my experience. Is the people that lose a child it's the worst thing, and we always think our parents will die first, then us, then our children. But not only when they're 2 years old, 7 months old, 4 years old, but even the 95-year-old person who's losing their 70-year-old child, they say it almost feels like I'm losing them just as if I was cradling them years ago. So
because it's still their baby.
It is.
Yeah.
But the thing is that 95-year-old person who's losing their 7-year-old child realize that they lived a good 7-year life. The person who is 30 who's losing their 2-year-old or 5-year-old child, it's a different emotional trauma, and that's where Compassionate Friends can really
Thank goodness that it's there for people.
Yeah.
Thank goodness it's here and being offered in the community.
You know, to support one another, because I am blessed to say I cannot imagine the loss of a child. But hopefully they will have that connection and create that bond with other people in this support group that have been there, that know, you know, everybody's situation's different, but I think we all don't want to put ourselves in that spot of the loss of a child, but it happens, and thankfully there are other families that can support one another.
I have a lot of people ask me, is that depressing what you do? And it is sad at times, but like you said, natural course of life. You have a 90-year-old passing away, lived a good life. You see a lot of the emotional trauma with the family. Of course, that can be sad, and hopefully we handle it in a situation and in a manner to help them understand they lived a good life. But when you take the young child, I mean, I'll admit, I cry like a baby when it comes to taking care of a sick. When I held a young child that was dying, I cried just with the parents. I mean, it touches everybody's heart.
Yep. And if you're not crying, it's the wrong
if you're not crying, if you're not crying, then I'm worried about you.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
It'll be a monthly support group. They're going to meet on the first Thursday of the month at Hospice of the Ozarks. So this morning was just kind of, we had a lady from Compassionate Friends, the regional area, come and speak and kind of give information and what families could expect, and then a monthly meeting 6 to 8 p.m. Our first meeting will be August 4th.
August 4th, okay.
So for
at
anyone...
Hospice of the Ozarks.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
For anyone that's interested, we would love to have them.
And clarify, is it the Hospice of the Ozarks Hospice House or main office?
The administrative office,
Okay.
701 Burnett Drive.
Not the Hospice House, but the main administrative Hospice House
in the
office,
conference
which is
room, one of the...
It is.
Yeah,
Uh-huh,
in the conference room. Okay.
So that's kind of our first of events that's coming, and something we're just very proud of. Then on September 3rd, on Labor Day weekend, we have our first motorcycle run. We're doing a Ride for Life that we're very excited about, and we're going to leave from here in Mountain Home and end up at Three Rivers Bikers Church out in Gamelia. So very excited about that. Going to do some field events, food, fun, and just to raise awareness of hospice, of course, as always, and hopefully to raise some money and to have a great time. So that's Labor Day weekend.
All right.
Then the following weekend, we're doing an art sale. One of the local artists and authors here in town, Deborah Lively, she has graciously agreed to host an art sale of her paintings and different things like that, and a portion of those proceeds are going to come to us. So be watching for information.
How generous, how very generous of her.
And we have a huge local art community. I mean, one of the things I've learned in the past year is how big our art community is. Just something that I really wasn't aware of. And we have a huge local art community that has a great relationship and a great support of different charities and things in our community. I mean, just very generous people. And Debbie is also, she has a bearded collie named Sam that's one of our therapy dogs at the hospice house. And so he is the subject of a lot of her artwork.
Oh my goodness.
She's written a couple of books with Sam as the character. I mean, just a very talented and very generous lady. So, and then in October, which you and I've spoke about and you're excited about, we're doing a Wag Your Tail on David's Trail.
I'm going to be there for that one,
yes,
for sure.
And we have our Pet Peace of Mind program, which I've talked about before, which is care for patients who have pets and helping them stay at home with their pets and meet some of those needs, some of those special needs. But it's something that we need to raise money for, and we want to invite all the pet friendly people out there.
Oh boy, there are pet friendly people out there. We need to take a short break.
Yes.
I hate to interrupt you right now, but we will be right back. Don't go away. We're going to continue on with more events going on at Hospice all the way through the end of the year, I think. Okay.
Past the end of the year.
All right. We'll be right back with you.